First, it's great to be with you and everyone who is live streaming with us today. I bring you greetings from the ELCA Foundation, as well as our Southern Ohio Synod Bishop, Suzanne Dillahunt. Through a foundation and synod partnership, I get to serve in this synod, serve you free of charge as your regional gift planner. And I also have the privilege today of getting to talk with you about the gospel. And so I want to start out by asking, ever have one of those days where you feel like you can do just about anything? You're on fire. Everything is possible. And then the next day or so later, not so much. Today's gospel lesson starts out as a not so much day for Jesus. He seems to think that he should not help the Canaanite woman because she is not of the house of Israel. Let us remember that Jesus is not only the Son of God, he is also the Son of Man. So perhaps today it's the Son of Man who's doing more of the talking with the Canaanite woman. To sweep into the Tyre and Sidon district with all that momentum and goodwill of the crowd from their last stop, it was Gennesaret, the momentum and goodwill of healing people and calling out the religious leaders for caring more about religious rituals than helping people, and then for Jesus and the disciples themselves not to want to help someone. Really? It must be embarrassing that she keeps shouting and asking for help for her demon-possessed daughter, while Jesus and his disciples stand around debating whether he should help her. The Tyre and Sidon district is a tough room for Jesus after the adoring crowds of Gennesaret. It is one of the few places that the people of Israel did not conquer when they claimed the promised land centuries before. This is Gentile or non-Jewish, non-people of God territory. Gennesaret was closer to Jesus' native Nazareth, the Sea of Galilee, and to Jerusalem. Tyre and Sidon seem far away, up on the Mediterranean coast, and they are not going to welcome just anyone, and they take a long day or two of walking to get to. And so maybe Jesus is thinking, maybe we're ready for prime time now, we can head up there. But this is kind of like Ohio or Michigan fans finding themselves across the border in that other state, the one that is foreign to them. Perhaps Jesus feels that he and the disciples are ready to spread the good news of God's love in this more difficult place, but now things are off to a rough start because it appears that Jesus is getting in the way of love. Fast forward to today. Kevin Ford is a single father who raised 4 children while working at a Burger King in Las Vegas. During 27 years of employment, Kevin never missed a single shift or day of work. The only times he went home early were when his parents were ill and later died. He valued the job, and it sounds like he stayed with it partly because it provided health insurance for his family. When Kevin mentioned that it was his 27th work anniversary, his coworkers bought him a piece of cake, and they gave him a goodie bag filled with a Starbucks plastic cup, candy, a movie ticket, pens, and other assorted items. The gift presentation got out on TikTok, and people wondered whether his employer would do something special. It appeared that this would not be the case. Was there an embarrassing debate in corporate offices as to whether someone should do the right thing? Was someone standing in the way of love? In the Canaanite woman's case, she takes matters into her own hands, comes closer, kneels before Jesus, and asks for help again. She expresses gratitude for any help that he can offer, likening it to dogs eating the crumbs off their master's table. I cannot right now help but think of our canine companion at home, Lexi, who is very dignified until she ends up, running in circles in a frenzy, seeking crumbs off our kitchen table. Perhaps, snapped out of his mission focus by her great faith, Jesus instantly heals her daughter. Love finds a way. For Kevin, social media and television viewers raised approximately $425,000 through a GoFundMe account to celebrate the loyalty that his employer apparently did not. Kevin is using the money to visit his daughter and help pay for the college educations of all his granddaughters. Love seems to have found a way here too. But could this love become even more complete for all of us? Love, as in appreciating someone, caring for them, and working for the best outcome for them. When that love is known and shown most completely throughout the world, and it becomes that everyone is treated like kin, that is God's kingdom or kingdom. Perhaps when God's kingdom is fully realized, it won't be necessary to debate and to talk about dogs eating crumbs before someone receives help. Perhaps when God's kingdom is fully realized, someone's commitment and loyalty won't be overlooked, and a GoFundMe campaign won't be necessary to help people make ends meet. Now, back to the crumbs. They can be so small, but appreciated more than we can ever know. Jesus names just a few of the crumbs that individually can get us all through the day, but when added together, become God's kingdom. From Matthew 25:35-37, food for the hungry, something to drink for the thirsty, a welcome for the stranger, clothing for the naked, care for the sick, and a visit for the prisoner. These ways and others can be love, finding a way through us to spread hope. The hope that the Canaanite woman places in Jesus, the hope that we can place in love. Love that leads Jesus to die on his mission to share God's love. Love that does not give up on Jesus. Love that raises him from the dead. And love that does not leave us behind. Today, we can see that everything can be possible through the risen Jesus Christ. For God's words spoken through the prophet Isaiah in chapter 56 are coming true. For my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. I will gather others besides those already gathered. In a few moments, we will share exquisite crumbs of bread, as well as wine or grape juice, and receive the strengthening and forgiveness of Jesus' Holy Communion meal. We, who were once the same Gentile outsiders as the Canaanite woman, are now gathered into God's house because of the Canaanite woman's faith and Jesus' response to that faith. We, in turn, get to reach out and bring others into this house to share this meal and our crumbs too, as God's kingdom together. love will find a way. Amen.